Hello friends, very much welcome to all of you. Friends, I would like to tell you all, if a person thinks too much, then what would have happened? Then today I am going to tell you all worry-free facts, so stay tuned with this video. It will not be said. Friends, the video is very special. It is about to happen, so stay tuned with the video. Once, there was an enormous cloister in a piece of China, where around 500 priests resided. Every one of them work on knowing themselves under the direction of their master. Were living. On one occasion a kid arrived at that cloister to turn into a supporter. He shared with the expert, "Ace, I need to know myself. I'm searching for reality. I need to figure out what's reality." The expert took a gander at him and said, "That to know reality, then you need to wager for what seems like forever. It might take for what seems like forever to know reality, but there's no assurance that in this lifetime, will you figure out reality or not? Could it be said that you are prepared for it?" The supporter said, "Ace, I didn't come here to turn around. I'm available." The expert said, "Assuming this is the case, do a certain something. There are 500 priests in this cloister. You accomplish crafted by sifting rice for them, simply sifting rice from morning to night. Continue to pound. At the point when you get drained, so fall asleep. And afterward get up the following morning and begin beating rice. Do nothing else. Try not to contemplate anything more. Simply continue to go along these lines. Also, don't return to me. When required, I will come to you myself." The kid submitted to the master's organization and begun beating the rice. There were 500 devotees in that cloister. Every one of them required food occasionally, so toward the beginning of the day, he used to get up where he beat rice. He doesn't converse with anybody, nor did anybody come to converse with him. Beating rice for a couple of months. Old considerations hold ringing a bell. However, when those considerations found no new theme, they consequently deleted. Gradually considerations began diminishing to him. Following a couple of years he, indeed, even failed to remember my name. He is dependably quiet. What's more, in a condition of thoughtlessness. Recently continued to pound rice. He had never thought nor had any weapon ahead of schedule and used to pound rice till late in the night when he gets worn out. Then rest in a similar room. The other pupils thought him adult, doing as such. After 12 years, on one occasion the expert reported that now my last opportunity is approaching. What's more, I need to pick my replacement. Who will be the top of this religious community after me, so any follower of mine who he appears to have understood. Furthermore, she has known herself. So come to my entryway around evening time." Composed a couple of lines on this wall in which the entire of his life have insight. Numerous supporters considered doing this. The head followers of the math. One of them went there and composed a couple of lines. He had an extraordinary information on Buddhist sacred writings. Every one of the followers appeared to that he can turn into the replacement of this religious community. He composed that I'm similar to a mirror on which the residue of considerations and wants settles. Contemplation is just to eliminate this residue, whose residue is taken out and the reflection of the brain turns out to be clear. he achieves salvation. Next morning, at the point when the expert awakens, what's more, he saw these lines. So they lashed out. Furthermore, they said this numbskull composed this trash on my wall. The supporter who composed this stayed silent. However, the lines he composed were brimming with insight. Yet, it was all erudite information. That devotee was exceptionally smart. He composed the lines yet didn't put his mark at the base. Since he, at the end of the day, didn't know about it. Regardless of whether it is right. Since he was not understood. Master totally dismissed these lines. Everybody was astounded to see this. This occasion turned into the discussion of the entire cloister. Discussing this, 2 followers passed by the pupil who came here quite a while back. Furthermore, constantly he recently continued to pound rice. Paying attention to both, he snickered delicately. Both the supporters asked him, for what reason are you chuckling? This rice harvester was an exceptionally modest priest. Nobody had at any point seen him contemplating, nor had any perused the sacred writings. Everybody thought he was a bonehead. There were numerous extraordinary researchers in that cloister who just didn't have the foggiest idea how to code rice. Yet, that rice pounder made no difference to anybody. That is the reason. Both the pupils were astonished to see him grinning. Then asked him, "That why you chuckled?" He answered, "I chuckled in light of the fact that the expert is correct. Every one of these lines are trash. These lines have no worth." Both the devotees are stunned. They asked him, "Could you at any point keep in touch with whatever lines so it is superior to this?" Rice mill operator answered, "No. Since I'm uneducated. However, no doubt I can say a couple of lines, and in the event that you, on the off chance that you can compose lines, then I'm all set with you." Both of those devotees said all right. They went to the expert's room. What's more, the rice harvester talked a couple of lines. What's more, the other follower composed it on the wall, and after those lines recorded the rice pounder, they felt that the expert would treat the lines he requested to compose. She was so astounding. Furthermore, the lines were, "Mind is only a deception, there is no psyche and there is no reflection of the brain. What's more, when there is no psyche, so where will the residue stay? He who realizes this has known reality." At the point when the expert showed these lines. So he got up at 12 p.m. and went to the rice harvester. He was resting. The expert awakened him. Also, said, "Here, take my stick and my garments. From today you are my replacement. However, simply leave this cloister and disappear. Since there are numerous researchers in this cloister who view themselves as better than you, they will kill you since they can't handle it." That a basic rice pounder ended up being more scholarly than him. All that information to you. Done what I have. What's more, you are just beating rice. What's more, I know that any place you go, individuals will come to you, since when a blossom sprouts, its aroma spreads all over. He contacted his Lord's feet. What's more, left around evening time. You will find in your life that many individuals imagine that reflection is simply sitting in one spot with shut eyes. Must done by close. However, actually it isn't. Contemplation should be possible even while strolling. Or then again, reflection should possible while accomplish some work. Contemplation truly implies, what's going on with you? Do it so energetically that you couldn't care less about your body. Very much like that rice processor who got so engaged in beating the rice that he couldn't care less about himself. While beating rice, he achieved acknowledgement. That is the manner by which harmony implies. Remain in the current constantly. Think nothing else in light of the fact that the psyche is there, the length of the idea is there. Contemplations won't stand the test of time. Then the brain will likewise vanish, and when the psyche is no more, really at that time you will realize yourself better. All things considered, to know your real essence. Don't bother doing some other sadhana. Anything that we're doing, we simply have to get totally lost in it. Get so up to speed in your work. Should your work become your concentration? Exceptionally decent video to observe. Much obliged to you.